Good morning, everybody. It is election season. It is time to start thinking about registering to vote. There are primary elections in Mississippi in August, and the general election is in November. Mississippi Secretary of State Michael Watson wants to make sure you are ready, and he's here to make sure you're ready. So great to have you here, Secretary Watson. Thanks so much for coming.
Great to be with you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Excited to talk to you today about elections.
Absolutely. Let's begin with the real important stuff, and those are some deadline dates that are coming up that people need to know about. You have to be registered by a certain point if you want to vote in that primary.
That's exactly right. So July 10th is the voter registration deadline, and I like to remind folks there's never a deadline to register. Right. But if you want to vote in this upcoming election, there is a deadline by which you have to be registered 30 days before, and this year that'll be July 10th. So really excited about the election season and want to make sure that all Mississippians get out and vote and have their voices heard.
For those who may not know, there may be some new 18-year-olds out there who might be registering for the first time. What do I need when I go to the circuit clerk's office to register to vote?
Yeah, so go in and take your ID, obviously. You don't have to have that, but I encourage folks to get in the habit of making sure you have your ID with you. So you got to have a proof of residence, so make sure that people know where you live. Right. And you go in to register, and there's easy ways to do that. You can download the form from our website. You can also fill that out and then mail that in, or you can go into the circuit clerk's office, your municipal clerk's office, multiple agencies that will help with voter registration. So I like to let people know it's very easy to register to vote in Mississippi. That
July 10th deadline that's coming up, that needs to, your registration needs to be in, if you're going to say mail it in, it needs to be postmarked by that date.
You make sure, no, you have to be received by that date.
It has to be received by that date. Okay, well that's a good distinction to make.
Get in there, make sure that it's in. So if you're going to mail it, give yourself some time. Okay. And then be ready for August 8th.
All right.
Outside of that, I also encourage folks, look, make sure you understand what the candidates stand for. An engaged electorate is so good for our state. And then not only getting them elected, it's holding us accountable. And I think people need to remember that as well.
So a part of what your office is doing is trying to help people understand the election process. And so you've got some literacy programs that are coming up. Tell us about those.
That's right. So we're launching our Elections 101 campaign this year. I've already done a couple of videos, and they'll be on Twitter and Facebook and other areas.
Because you just can't do things without social media.
That's right. You got to have it. It's a part of the game now. And so we'll be traveling the state, telling Mississippians about the process. When you walk into the precinct to cast your ballot, what does it look like after that? Where does it go? Voter registration, what does that entire process look like? And I think one of the things that we're trying to do is make sure Mississippians understand it's nothing to be scared of. Understand the process. When you're comfortable with it, maybe you feel a little more comfortable engaging. So it's very important to make sure they understand that.
And one of the things you're going to see when you go into your precinct to vote, you're going to see these people who are there, they work there, they will have been there probably since 6:30 in the morning getting things ready, and they will ask you for a form of ID. So what's an acceptable form of ID?
Yeah, so we have 10 forms of ID.
Okay.
And I
you don't have to list them all. We'll give them a website here in a minute.
Yeah, y'allvote.ms is an easy place to go, and you can see all the forms of ID. If you're going to be absentee voting, I want to make sure that people understand, make sure you have your plans in place, and you can get all of that information at y'allvote.ms what you need to do to make that happen. So it's very important that people understand the process, and so we give them every opportunity possible to see where is that information so I can be ready.
There are some certain parameters surrounding voting absentee, and that information will be on the website too. I mean, there are some specific reasons why one would need to vote absentee.
That's exactly right.
Something people may also encounter on the day of election, if they get to the precinct and there's maybe some discrepancy with their address, or they may not be on the roll, they will be allowed to vote, but they'll have to fill out what's called an affidavit ballot. Explain to us what that is.
Yeah, so look, any reason whatsoever, if you come in and somebody says, well, look, you're not on the voter registration list, doesn't matter. You can still request that affidavit ballot opportunity. So I would encourage folks to do that. Make sure you have your ID. And for folks that forget their ID, they can still vote. Affidavit ballot, come back in within 5 days and show their ID, and then it will count. So again, that's another piece of information that we're going to be sharing through our voter registration information, through our absentee voting information, through making sure people understand the entire process.
All right, all good information to know. Again, you can go to the website. Give us the website again to get all this information.
Y'allvote.ms.
All right, the other great thing about Secretary of State's office is on election day, your office is constantly sending out updates about things that are going on. If there are problems being encountered in different places, or sort of what you're looking out for, you can all find that information there as well.
We can. Maybe we'll do this again on election day to get everybody ready.
Let's do it. We do have something important to do before you leave, because your daughter, Cora Beth, and I are birthday buddies, and it's our birthday today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cora Beth.
Happy birthday,
Cora
Beth.
Excited about this day, and we're going to get some waffles and have a good time.
We love it. Great to see you.
You as well. Thank you for your time.